Of all the planets in our universe, we know of only one that can support life. Just the right distance from the sun. It has a perfect climate. Earth rests at an angle of exactly 23.5 degrees to the sun. Without that crucial tilt, everything as we know it would be different. For by it, the seasons are created, the extremes of climate, hot and cold, and landscapes of spectacular beauty. We spend a year with our fellow creatures as they struggle to raise their young in a world that is ever-changing. January. It's the dead of winter in the high Arctic, and there's been no sun for over a month. A father, alone in an icy wilderness. He scavenges for food in the permanent darkness. But there is little to eat. Every living thing is waiting. At long last, the sun makes its first appearance over the horizon. And something else makes an appearance for the first time, too. A mother polar bear has been underground in her den the whole winter. It's fresh powder conditions up here, and after being cooped up under the snow for so long, she can't help but enjoy the slopes. But she's not alone. They're 2 months old now, and this is the very first time they've seen the light of day. It's breakfast time for the little ones. Mom uses the promise of food to coax them across the slopes. But it's not the easiest place to take your first steps. Milk is the breakfast of choice here. In fact, it's the only choice here. It's all the cubs have known since birth. Mom hasn't eaten for 5 months, and she's lost half her body weight. But still, she'll stay at home on these slopes and nurse the cubs until they find their footing, which, as you can see, might take a little while. Every year at this time, they need food desperately. They'll have to get down and join Dad on the ice before it starts to melt in the warming sunlight. The sea ice is the only place the bears can hunt for seals. If they don't make it in time, they'll lose their hunting platform and the family could starve. So far, the ice is strong enough to support their dad, but he won't be much help to Mom and the kids. Instinct leads him to hunt for himself. This race to reach the sea ice is more urgent than ever. Our planet is warming, and the ice is melting earlier every year. It's 10 days later, and time for Mom to lead the growing cubs down to the sea ice. They've found their feet now, but they seem to be taking them in the wrong direction. Unlike humans, polar bear cubs don't always listen to their moms. Finally, everybody is pointed in the right direction, and the journey to the ice begins. Just a few miles from the coast, the ice is already breaking up. Mom leads her cubs to start their life at the edge of this increasingly dangerous new world. What they don't know is the harsh reality of life in the Arctic. It's unlikely that both cubs will survive their first year. A 1,000 miles south of the bears, stunted conifers are still locked in ice. They mark the tree line of our planet and the start of the boreal forest. This vast belt of trees forms an almost unbroken circle around the north of the globe. These conifers have needle-shaped leaves, virtually inedible, so the forest supports very little animal life. In this silent world, footprints rarely mark the snow, and those who do live here are so hard to glimpse. They're like spirits. The lynx roams hundreds of miles in search of prey. It may never visit the same patch of forest twice. This creature is the very essence of wilderness. One-third of all the trees on Earth are here. As many trees as in all the world's rainforests combined. As the planet tilts toward the sun, spring creeps up from the south, and the boreal is unveiled from a blanket of snow. The forest produces so much oxygen that it refreshes the atmosphere of the entire planet. April, and life starts returning to the warming north. Visitors flock to this haven from all corners of our planet. They've come to make the most of the brief flush of spring food and to have their babies. In our changing world, every new generation